was a pioneering
Today,
Kenyan
we are faced with a
environmentalist.
challenge that calls for a shift in our thinking so that humanity
Social
stops
activist
threatening
and Nobel
its life support system.
Prize laureate. Her life was dedicated to addressing issues of environmental degradation, women's empowerment, and political reform in Kenya and beyond. Wangari Maathai was born on April 1, 1940 in the rural village of Ihite, located in Nyeri County, central Kenya. Growing up in a farming community, she developed a deep connection to nature. Her family was primarily practicing subsistence farming, and Wangari often helped her mother cultivate crops, experiences that shaped her appreciation for the environment.
And goats. One thing I remember about her is that she was...
Maathai excelled in her early education, attending local primary schools and later enrolling at Loreto High School in Limuru, one of Kenya's most prestigious schools for girls. Her academic success earned her a scholarship under the Kennedy Airlift Program, which allowed her to study in the United States. In 1964, she graduated with a degree in biological sciences from Mount Kenya Scholastica College, now Benedictine College, in Kansas. She then pursued a Master of Science degree at the University of Pittsburgh, where she was exposed to the environmental conservation efforts of the civil rights movement. She returned to Kenya in 1966 and later became the first woman in East and Central Africa to earn a PhD, which she received in 1971 from the University of Nairobi in veterinary anatomy. Career and the birth, observing the negative effects of deforestation, such as soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, and water scarcity, she decided to take action. In 1977, she founded the Green Belt Movement, a grassroots organization aimed at addressing these issues by encouraging communities, especially women, to plant trees. The movement also sought to combat the social and economical challenges linked to environmental destruction, such as poverty and food insecurity. Under her leadership, the Green Belt Movement planted tens of millions of trees across Kenya and trained thousands of women in sustainable farming practices. It became an international model for grassroots environmental activism. Confronting political challenges. Wangari's activism often brought her into direct conflict with the Kenyan government, particularly during the authoritarian regime of President Daniel Arap Moi. She vocally opposed land grabbing and the destruction of public parks for private development projects, which were common practices at the time. One of her most notable campaigns was the fight to save Nairobi's Uhuru Park in the late 1980s, when the government planned to construct a massive skyscraper and business complex in the park. Wangari mobilized public opposition, arguing that the project would harm the environment and displace public space. Despite threats, harassment, and even imprisonment, her efforts succeeded and the project was eventually abandoned. In another stance, she led protests to protect Karura Forest, one of Nairobi's largest forests, from being destroyed by private developers. The protests turned violent, with Wangari and other activists being beaten by police, but the campaign raised national and international awareness about the importance of protecting natural resources. Global recognition and the Nobel Peace Prize. Wangari Maathai's work earned her global recognition. In 2000, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming the first African woman to receive the honor. The Nobel Committee recognized her holistic approach to sustainable development that embraces democracy, human rights, and women's rights. In her acceptance speech, Wangari emphasized the interconnectedness of environmental conservation, social justice, and peace. She stated, "The environment is very much linked to peace. When resources are degraded, we fight over them. Publications and advocacy. Wangari Maathai was also a prolific writer, using her books, speeches to inspire global audiences. Her autobiography, Unbowed, written in 2006, details her life, struggles and triumphs. Other works, such as the Green Belt Movement and Replenishing the Earth, highlight her environment philosophy and the role of spirituality in conservation. Death and legacy. Wangari Maathai passed away on September 25, 2011, after a battle with ovarian cancer. Her death was a great loss to Kenya and the world, but her great legacy lives on. The Green Belt movement continues to thrive, carrying forward her mission of environmental conservation and community empowerment. Numerous institutions, awards, and public spaces have been named in her honor, including the Wangari Maathai Institute for Peace and Environmental Studies at the University of Nairobi. Wangari Maathai's life is a testament to the power of grassroots activism and the enduring impact of fighting for what is just. Through her work, she showed that protecting the environment is not only an ecological necessity, but also a moral and political imperative. Her story inspires generations to stand for sustainability, equality, and peace.